Quinesha. Nice to meet you. I will be asking 4 questions during this interview period, just to get to know you more and your position as well.
Sounds great.
The first question is, tell me about your current role.
Yeah, so currently I am a partnership manager at PERTS, and PERTS just stands for Projects for Educational Research That Scales. And our product, because, well, just to give you a little context, this is new to me. So prior to this, I was working as a teacher, and then I went into college counseling and management within that. And now I'm in educational technology, the EdTech space. So with this, our product is like a student voice survey that allows teachers to collect data on students' experiences in the classroom and the way they experience certain learning conditions, such as belonging or teacher feedback or teacher caring. So as a partnership manager, I manage the relationship with the partner that purchases the program, essentially facilitate the relationship of onboarding them, orienting the teachers and the instructors to using the program, having quarterly check-ins with them, and ultimately making sure that they renew their contract. And yeah, that I also do a little facilitation of large-scale meetings, recruitment, content creation, creating resources. Yeah.
A lot. Very important job as well.
It's a lot of little bit of everything, but it's good.
Thank you. What skills are necessary for success in this field?
Yeah. I would definitely say having a growth mindset. Like sometimes it may seem as though, especially working in the virtual space, that things are impossible because you can't reach people in person, but having a growth mindset, collaborative skills as well, knowing how to work with other people, knowing how to communicate with other people as well. So it's clear communication skills, because writing an email is very important. I never thought that it would be very important when I was in college, but knowing how to write an email and communicating clearly what you want in that email is very important. Taking initiative, super important. Relationship building. So knowing how to get on a call with somebody and immediately establish trust and some commonality and achieve the goal that you guys want by the end of that. Facilitation, facilitating meetings, presenting, and time management, of course. Yeah.
I think those are all skills that people always tell us about, and like we can hear it and then we're just like put it to the side, but it's something that we really do have to focus on more.
Yeah. I mean, everything in college, like when I was working in college counseling, I would always tell my high school students, like everything you're doing now, like with the experience and the knowledge I have now, I was like, wow, all those things mattered. Like if you're in any clubs, like
Right.
email and gathering everybody to come to practice or come to this meeting, that is a skill that you'll ultimately use again.
Yes, so true. Is there anything students can be doing now to prepare them for this field, such as clubs, organizations, classes, and experiences that would make them a better candidate? I know we were just talking a little bit about the clubs and the skills.
Yeah, I'd definitely say join clubs. So learning how to work with different people is so important, because not when you have your friend groups in college, like of course you created these friend groups because you are like-minded, you have similar interests, but knowing how to work with people from different backgrounds and people that have different initiatives, different goals, like that's super important. So it also shows that you know how to juggle multiple things at one time, because right now, even in college, like you don't just go to class. Like you're here interviewing me now. So this is either your work study job or some type of extracurricular for you, but also can you juggle all these activities at work? I'd also say working on your presentation skills. I was very shy in college, and having to present and having to even speak to a professor for the first time and advocate for myself helped me learn how to present myself and think about the way people perceive me. So presentation as well. Yeah, I say, yeah, just learn how to connect. Like you're on a college campus with so many different people, like learn how to communicate and connect with other humans. because that ultimately is what you need to succeed in life. You can know everything in the world. They always say it's who you know, not what you know. And that is very true. You can know everything in the world, but if you don't know how to apply it or who to ask the right questions to or who to request things from, it means nothing.
For sure. And I feel like everything you're saying requires confidence. What would you say is something that students can apply to their lives to be able to build on that confidence?
Yeah, I think just taking chances really. Not I always say the worst thing someone can do is say no. Like you get a no. Okay, so now you know, okay, I didn't get this. Maybe I'll try it again. Maybe I can do this better. I would say just try. Like literally, I remember I applied for the Fulbright scholarship 2 weeks before the due date, not knowing what it was. And I was like, oh, I guess they just say no. I don't get to go abroad. They said no, of course, but it didn't matter.
Tried and you went there and you did it.
Exactly. So I just say try as much as possible and kind of stop being afraid of rejection, because that's I think that's what lack of confidence is, in a sense, you being afraid of people rejecting you or not accepting you. So I think just one, building that strong sense of self. So joining these clubs, like really exploring yourself, exploring everything that is available to you in this environment is important, so you can build that sense of self. And then two, just trying things. Like people are going to talk, people are going to say no, but you just get better and stronger with time.
I really did enjoy that one. And then last question, is there anything you wish you had known when you started out in your field?
In my field, as in this particular role, or?
Yes.
I think knowing that learning never ends, you never stop learning. So you were saying that everything that I'm saying kind of takes confidence in a sense, but I'm still learning everything. I always thought that like once you become an adult, I'm 31 now, it's like by this age I should know everything, but at least I thought that before.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm still learning and I'm open to learning. So I think just knowing that learning never stops, and learning in terms of not only about yourself, but also what's available to you and how you can be better, because you can always be better. There's so many possibilities in education as well. So I kind of talked about how I was a teacher before, and I kind of thought that like being in a school was the only way I can work in education when I was younger. And that is because I didn't have so many, I didn't see so many different careers growing up. So I just thought, oh, teacher, like that's the only thing. But as I, of course, learned more, I was like, oh, you can be a college counselor. Okay. I was a college counselor and I started working with different colleges and different organizations. And I was like, wow, look at all these programs that we use. Like they need people in these programs. So just knowing that there are so many different possibilities within education too is something, not that I wish I knew earlier. I think everything worked out the way it was supposed to, but just knowing that, I think also your major doesn't matter as much. So I majored in music, and I remember I always knew that like the major didn't matter, but I think a lot of people were like, what are you gonna do with music? Be a singer? And I was like, I could if I want, like I can do a lot, but it's really about your skills and your passion, I think, more so than your major. So I think that that's one thing I kind of stamped into my brain. It was kind of like there, but it wasn't imprinted.
Yes. Yeah, and that's like the good thing about a liberal arts degree. It's just like so versatile and you can go anywhere with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like, and also talking about the education field, I feel like that's when you talk about education, everyone just thinks teacher, but there's so much more to like what there is in the field. So I think like that's like the importance of having people like you here and interviewing, because who would have knew there was that type of sector as well. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I would just always thought teacher, that's all I can do. I even want to be a principal. When I got the entire principal certification got my master's degree to be a principal and decided I did not want to be a principal. It's like, oh, there's something else for me. It's hard being a principal, not the type of hard I want.
So true. Well, thank you so much for interviewing. And it was great meeting you.
Likewise. Thank you, Litzy.
Awesome.